welcome to another deep dive. We got an interesting article sent to us about New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. Hmm.
But it seems to be more about getting rid of them.
Really?
Yeah, and instead it's pushing for this idea of a new mindset.
Okay.
Have you ever felt like you're always waiting for that perfect time to really start making changes?
I think we all have.
Yeah, so this article really gets into why that might be holding us back.
I'm intrigued. What's it say?
Well, it kind of focuses on the idea that New Year's resolutions are like almost designed to fail.
Interesting.
Why do you think that is? What makes them so different from just deciding to make a change on, June 5th or something?
Well, one thing that jumps out is how much we rely on an external trigger for those resolutions. Like January 1st rolls around and we suddenly think we'll have all this motivation.
Yeah, like magic.
Exactly. But then that motivation fizzles out.
So it's not really about the date at all.
Exactly. It's like saying, I'll start eating healthy when I win the lottery.
Uh-huh. I like that.
The real change only happens when we decide to take action, It doesn't matter what day it is.
So we're kind of giving our power away to the calendar.
Yeah, I think so. Instead of taking charge, we're almost waiting for permission to start.
And this ties into that whole clean slate feeling everyone craves?
Right. That fresh start feels amazing, but when we tie it to, say, January 1st, I think it sets us up to fail.
And that's where the article makes that comparison with a marathon.
Oh, yeah, it's not a sprint.
That's such a good way to put it.
But what would that actually look like, in our daily lives? How do you apply that marathon mindset? Well, imagine you're training for a marathon.
Okay.
You're not just going to wake up one day and run 26 miles.
Oh, yeah.
You build up to it slowly and consistently over time.
Right.
And I think personal growth is similar. We need to get comfortable with continuous improvement.
So ditch the resolutions and go for the new mindset.
Yeah.
What even is a new mindset?
It's about changing your focus.
From what to what?
Instead of outcome-based goals, it's more about your actions. And finding enjoyment in the process, not just the end result.
Celebrating those small wins along the way.
Exactly, and embracing consistency over trying to be perfect.
I like that. It's less about reaching the destination and more about enjoying the trip.
Exactly.
But don't we still need some sort of outcome, to stay motivated?
That's a really good point.
How do we balance the journey with actually getting somewhere?
Well, the article highlights the power of small actions. Instead of huge changes all at once, we break down our big goals into smaller steps.
So it's less overwhelming.
Exactly. And it gives us a sense of accomplishment along the way, which motivates us to keep going.
Oh, I see. So those little wins keep us moving forward.
Yes. It's so much more sustainable than trying to change everything overnight.
Right, like building a house brick by brick.
That's a great analogy. Each action adds to the overall structure, no matter how small.
And that's where self-discipline comes in.
Yeah, it's crucial.
Self-discipline, huh? That sounds kind of tough.
Why do you say that?
Well, it seems like the opposite of, what usually helps us make positive changes.
How so?
Don't we usually need motivation and inspiration and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I see what you mean. You've touched on something really important there. Motivation can be fleeting.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
Exactly. Self-discipline is different, though. It's about making those consistent habits.
Like automatic, even when we don't really feel like it?
Yeah, exactly like that. So it's more about the systems we put in place. It's think of it this way. Motivation is that initial spark for the fire.
And then what's self-discipline?
It's the steady supply of oxygen that keeps it burning strong,
Oh, okay, I'm starting to get it. So we're moving away from motivation tied to a date, and instead we're going for this mindset of constant action.
Right.
And self-discipline is fueling it all.
You got it.
But how do we actually become more self-disciplined? It's not like we're born with it.
No, it's definitely something you develop over time. Like any skill, it takes practice and the right approach.
I guess.
And remember those mini wins we talked about?
Yeah.
They're not just motivating, they also help build self-discipline.
Oh, interesting. How?
Every time we follow through with one of those small actions, we're making that self-discipline muscle stronger.
So it's like doing reps at the gym, but for our willpower instead.
I like that analogy. Plus, when we see the positive results from those small wins, it reinforces the whole cycle.
So it makes it easier to keep going even when things get tougher.
Exactly. Another thing that can really help is creating a supportive environment.
What do you mean by that?
It could be surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. Or maybe setting up systems to minimize distractions, or even just organizing your workspace in a way that helps you focus.
So it's all about removing those unnecessary obstacles.
Exactly.
It's kind of hitting me that this new mindset thing is about way more than just getting results.
What do you mean?
It's like a whole different way of being.
That's a great point. I like that. It's not just about checking things off a to-do list.
Right. It's about taking control of your choices and really embracing that journey of growth as part of who you are.
Exactly.
So for our listeners who might be feeling a little lost with all this talk about transforming their lives, what's the big takeaway?
Well, the main message is that you don't need a new year to change your life. You just need a new mindset.
Right.
And that's something you have access to right now, today. It's a choice you make every day to show up, take action, and keep moving forward.
To ditch that waiting game and embrace the power we have within ourselves.
Yeah.
And I like how the article gives us this concrete question to think about.
What is it?
It asks, what would happen if you stopped waiting for the perfect time to make a change? What if you committed to starting right now?
Love that.
We get so stuck in procrastination, always waiting for the right time and the right circumstances.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But let's be real, the perfect moment probably doesn't exist.
It really doesn't. There will always be something, challenges, obstacles, reasons to wait.
So what if we just started anyway?
What if today I asked that perfect time?
It's like we're so scared of messing up, thinking we need to have it all figured out before we even try.
Yeah.
What if we just took that first step? Even if it's not perfect, even if we don't know exactly where we're going.
It's amazing how much power there is in those small actions.
What do you mean?
Think about a tiny seed. It's so small, but it can grow into a giant tree.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's the same with our goals, right?
So instead of freaking out about the huge end goal,
Right.
we just focus on that tiny seed of action and trust it'll grow into something amazing.
Yes. And we can adjust as we go. We don't need a perfect plan right away, just a starting point.
So we learn and adapt as we go.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening, think about one thing you've been putting off. Maybe a project, a tough conversation, a healthy habit, anything, really.
Yeah.
What's one tiny step you could take today to get a little closer to that goal?
And remember, make it something you can actually do.
Right.
Instead of, I want to be healthier, I'll take a 15-minute walk today. Okay.
Or if you want to write a book, maybe spend 30 minutes just brainstorming ideas.
So break it down into smaller pieces that feel doable.
Exactly.
Trade that feeling of, I don't know where to start, with a concrete action you can take now.
Right.
Who knows, that one step might lead to something incredible.
I think so.
And that brings us back to the main message of this whole article.
The new mindset.
Yeah. You don't need a new year. You just need a new way of thinking.
It's about embracing the power of right now.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's let go of all that waiting, all the fear of not being good enough.
Let's do it.
Step into this new mindset and make today the day you start creating the life you want.
You got this. And you're not alone. Share your thoughts and ideas with us. Let's build a community of people taking action together.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope it's helped you ditch those resolutions and embrace this new mindset, starting right now.